Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the No Easy Way Out podcast, Quarantine Edition. We are here today, joined with our good friend, Mr. Enthusiasm, Chuck Dodge. How you doing today, Chuck?
Enthusiasm makes the difference.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
do it.
How's your day going so far?
You know, it's the best day ever, Tony, and it always is. It's just I enjoy what I do. I love living.
Now, we asked Chuck yesterday, actually Zach asked him, Chuck, when you say it's the best day ever, you're just being trite, right? You just that's just a saying. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, for my if you need a spiritual or religious kind of reference, Psalm 118:24. This is the day that God has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. It's the best one ever. As long as we don't compare it to something else, it's fresh. It's brand new. It is it. It is the best day ever.
I love it. So, Mr. Dodge, you're involved in a lot of different things, and right now we're just interviewing different business owners and entrepreneurs about how this whole thing has affected them. And so why don't you tell our audience, and they probably all know you by now because this is your third appearance on the show, why don't you tell them a little bit about who you are and what things you're involved in from a business standpoint?
Well, first of all, I see this from a different perspective. I see it as what's good about this attitude. And, you know, first of all, I live alone, so I don't have a lot of other things and people to take care of. So therefore, I have a chance to think and to contemplate, and thank God for that, because as I do that, I come up with new insights that I can share with other people and help them just see this in a way that's what's good about this. Working with as a speaker, Double Win Enterprises, certainly my speaking business on being in front of people, that's curtailed a bit. I think we're supposed to be socially distanced and not have more than 10 people or whatever it is in a group. So we're just going to put that aside. But on the other side of this, when I do my network marketing business, my Legal Shield business and ID Shield, it's just taken off because I can do that from technology. And one of the things that I resisted for a while was Zoom. Zoom. Then I thought, look, this is it. And one of the things that we can do in quarantine is learn a new skill, learn something new. So I haven't mastered Zoom yet, but I'm working on it, and the love of my life, Linda Marie Todd, is also working with me on this. And I got two of the best guys around here that if I have any questions, Zach Man here, Zachley, and my great friend Tony Nash. Oh, I didn't mean to say that Zach's not a great friend. Apologize, Zach.
Zach's the greatest friend.
Well, look, you surround yourself with people that keep you encouraged, and these folks at AZ, they're amazing, and you've probably seen the video, Wasso Strong, and some of the other things that Tony's doing here, and Zach. It's just amazing. So that's what you do. That's what I do.
Yes. Well, we are happy to encourage, and the feeling is mutual. You always encourage us, Chuck. Whenever you come in, you always, even if we're having a little bit of a tough day, you don't let it happen. You always make sure to spread some sunshine. So let me ask you this. I mean, you kind of referenced it, but the businesses that you're in with the Legal Shield and with the motivational speaking or inspirational speaking, I should say, what of those, if any, were deemed essential by the government?
Wow. Now we got to decide who's essential and not essential. But as people, we're all essential. And I know that there was some professions were more essential than others. Right. And certainly, I'm essential. You gotta.
Well, we know you're essential, Chuck. We're talking about Legal Shield and your business. Was that deemed essential?
Let's just talk about Legal Shield for a moment. And with Legal Shield and with all of the issues going on, especially with employers and employees, what do employers do? How do they lay off? Do they lay off their employees? Do they let them go? And how do they do that legally? Because you just can't say, hey, you're gone and that's it, get out of here. There's employees have rights too, and we want our business owners to do it legally so that they don't get caught up in lawsuits. And on the other hand, because there's two hands, the employees have rights as well. And Legal Shield allows you to have affordable legal service at a rate that allows us to get into the system and ask our questions. And on the other side, ID Shield, identity theft protection is really needed because a lot of folks steal our identities and file income tax in our name. Well, we've been extended out, another 2.5 months, so that gives the identity thieves a little more time to steal our identities. And there's a lot of scams going on out there as well. So very needed services in the marketplace.
So you technically, because you're able to work from your home office or because you're able to be on the phone and Zoom, you've been able to kind of stay open throughout this as far as that portion of the business, and you've been able to help some people.
Absolutely. Day in and day out, continually.
So what are some things that you've done creatively to just kind of keep yourself out there and keep yourself in people's memories?
Well, if you go to Walmart, you'll see that I'm there almost every day. I walk. I do a lot of walking. I walk nearly an hour every day, and I don't buy. Now, again, I live alone. I can go when I want to, and I have that freedom. Many people don't have that freedom. So I won't buy all my groceries at once. I'll buy maybe something here, and then I'll go back out there. And I'm always saying hi to people, and I'm seeing people that I know, and I'm encouraging people to just stop, replace the fear, if you will, with faith. Faith that we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I love to mess with people. I say, "What's up with the mask? Something going on here?"
Yeah, I'm sure you get mixed reviews on that one.
Oh, they like.
Yeah, that's funny. I just woke up from a coma. Why is everybody wearing masks?
Good, I love that.
That might be a good practical joke. Yeah. Although, some people might not find it very funny. Okay, so I guess, as far as how it's impacted your business, what have you noticed the most, that the impact that people not being maybe confident to spend their money, or how has it impacted your business personally?
Well, we always get the "I'm not interested" approach to your question, or the comeback, and it's just like anything else. We're still in the education business, rather than you better get your will done, or out of fear your assets will go to the state. So you still want to educate people about what you're doing. You owe it to them, not to take advantage of them in a state of anxiety or whatever, just so that they can make a good buying decision, which is what we needed to do all along anyway.
Yeah. So technically, you haven't closed, so you haven't had to reopen.
Yeah.
You haven't had to reopen, so you're available if you need help with legal matters, if you need help with these types of things. Mr. Dodge is your man. Now, you hear the enthusiasm in his voice. Those of you that have met Chuck, you see it, and when you first meet him, you're kind of like, what is this about? Is this some sort of an act? Because it's not a lot of people are that enthusiastic, but I will tell you firsthand from having spent a lot of time with this man that this isn't a show. This isn't an act. Mr. Enthusiasm is a real thing. He really is enthusiastic. I've never seen him have a negative thought. And even when I presented him with some negative thoughts, he has a way to spin it in a positive way. And so there's nothing wrong with that. That's something that will speak to your soul and speak to your heart. And I think you could even go as far as say, this man, if he knew you needed some encouragement, you could call him and he'd probably just would do that for you. But the other thing you can do is you can watch his live videos every day. There's always some positivity in those, and those have been a blessing to us here. So, Mr. Dodge, in closing here, what would you say to other people within your industry or that are kind of doing a similar work from home, contacting customers via phone or Zoom? What would some advice you would give to them?
Well, let's just say this. Whatever the business is, now, again, I don't have brick and mortar, but we're all in the people business. Mm-hmm. Set your intention of what it is you want to do. And you're going to need to probably think differently for a while. I was just talking to Zach about this phrase I heard. People think what's best for them to think. Mm-hmm. In other words, that thought could keep you from moving forward. We want to be open-minded and say, what's good about this? What new skill can I learn? And I know this in our community, we're here helping each other. John Hankert's doing his thing with the T-shirts, and I see that Justin Horvath has just put out a Facebook post about spending a stimulus check in different businesses, and for me, I go to Tim Hortons almost every day to support Chris over there, and I'm always willing to talk about what Tony and Zach and Brenda are doing here at AZ Business Solutions, because they're amazing. And so it's just, let's hang together. Ray Kroc said none of us is as good as all of us. Mm-hmm. So therefore, that's it. And let's value our relationships much more than we ever have before.
Right. I think that's a key thing. And Mr. Dodge participated in our Control to Scroll campaign, which we appreciate that very much, which was a campaign just designed to spread positivity. But I think I had a good conversation with somebody this morning, and what I would say is everybody's dealing with this the best way they know how. And some people are on the cautious side. Some people are maybe on the careless side. There's some people in the middle. They're not 100% sure which side to be on. But the bottom line is we shouldn't have to choose sides. You need to understand that people are in the situation that they're in based on their own understanding of how this thing works. And it's not up to you to judge or to make other people feel bad that their point of view doesn't match yours. And so I think that's got to go both ways. And I think the key part is we all need to stick together, support each other, as you just mentioned. None of us are as good as all of us. And try to be a light to somebody that's hurting or somebody that doesn't share your point of view. Have a conversation with them. Don't get into a Facebook war or an Instagram battle or whatever that might even mean. Challenge them to a TikTok battle. How about that, a dance-off? But do something fun. Have a conversation with them, either over the phone or via Zoom or face-to-face even. And you're going to see that these are real people that are truly impacted in their own way, and you can't possibly understand why they feel the way they do, and you can't understand why I feel the way I do unless we actually talk to each other about it and really empathize with people. So, Mr. Dodge, thank you for being on the show today. It's always a pleasure to have you here. And as my mother always says, you can't and never could until you tried. So go out there and try something great, my friends, and don't take the easy way out. We'll see you next time.